And speaking of summer, a bit of fast forward brings us to summer of 1976 at Lassen Peak. Unlike the Cascade peaks further north, such as Rainier or Hood, Lassen doesn't retain a mantle of snow year-round. The clouds have dissipated. The snow seems to have mostly melted, as well as the excuses for not walking the walk to the top. Well, maybe it's a bit more than a walk, which may be why hikers here refer to Lassen Peak as Mount Lassen. 2.5 miles doesn't seem like that much, though there is the 2.5 miles back to think about. And look, the climb is less than 2,000 feet by 10 feet. 15% grade at points? Hopefully that is not the rule. Off to an easy start, it seems. A pleasant walk through the trees at the base of the mountain. But it doesn't take long to realize it is a matter of all uphill. Just after a short walk, we can look down at the seemingly toy cars below against a lingering snowbank. But the trail seems clear and easy to follow, so what the heck? Let's do it. What? We've gone less than a mile? Who measures these distances anyway? Well, we do have to stop to view the scenery, don't we? Actually, the views are worth a stop. Startling outcrops of rock give testament to the force of the eruptions less than a century ago. As you can see, this is actually quite a popular hike. For all ages, it seems. Oh boy, another mile of this yet. But who can turn back now? Everybody will know you're a wimp. So upwards and onwards. Is that the top? Looks can be deceiving. A bit of a crowd up there, though. Something to lean on for a bit. Hey, we've come 2 miles. The rest should be a breeze. Sure can get out of breath for the sea level dweller, though, as my home was in the San Francisco area at the time I took these pictures. Looks like the end is in sight, though it's still up, and away. Looking for a handout? Summit achieved! Ta-da! With a view that goes on forever. Those are ski fanatics down there trudging up the slope. Yes, that was the trail up, and it's the way back down. As I was heading back, I was passed by a group moving right along, including an elderly-looking gentleman. Recall being told he was in the 90s and had been making this trek for years. Like all of the Cascade Range, and mountain ranges everywhere, summer brings growth and color. Wildflowers are plentiful in the lower elevations, for example these lupines, along with wild iris, pyrola, violets, all providing a dash of color throughout the forest, canyons, and meadows in the park. Though now dormant, Lassen is still considered an active volcano, and these very young lava flows, geologically speaking, can attest to that. A number of lakes dot the landscape, with streams winding their way between them, a feature of many national parks. But not that many parks outside of Hawaii have cinder cones rearing up upon the horizon. I decided to take the posted guided tour to the top of the cone. There was a crowd of 2 on this hike, the ranger and myself. The trail is 2 miles up, with a climb of 800 feet. The park information lists the time as 3 hours round trip. I think we did it in less than 2. It was recommended for obvious reasons that we wear boots on this trail. The loose cinders on the trail can make for some difficult walking. A look of devastation in the foreground, with an occasional hardy tree pointing to the sky, and in the distance, a gleaming Mount Lassen in the late afternoon sun. It is here we end our visit to Lassen Peak National Park and a bit of the Southern Cascades. As mentioned at the start of this program, Lassen and the Cascades are just a small part of the global chain of the Ring of Fire. So now we have a quiet time of dusk to consider our adventures in these hills and forests. A quiet sunset to reflect on a sleeping volcano. That is, I assume it is sleeping. That what we see here is a sunset. Then again, who knows?